You do not want to miss this. I will be talking about some takeaways and experiences in comedy festivals. A comedy festival is a festival that consists of a city or a town that puts on an event that is usually annual or not too frequently occurring, and a lot of comedians or comedic artists unite and perform. And among these festival audiences are usually and or ideally industry folks. Industry folks would be defined as folks that are in the entertainment business. Industry folks that attend comedy festivals usually deal with the genre of comedy, show business, production. Sometimes they can be producers of comedy shows or events. They are often artists themselves. The thing that I want to work on for comedy festivals is that I have never won a comedy festival. Some comedy festivals are competitions where it boils down to one or a very small number of winners of said competition. Other comedy festivals are not as competitive but have a best of fest or best of festival designation. I have never gotten a best of fest designation. The closest thing that I have earned to a best of fest sort of title or whatever is doing a guest spot on a best of show, but I was not sort of formally recognized. Other close things is that I have been on a best of other festival show at a comedy festival where I was not the best of that comedy festival, which was not abnormal because a lot of comedians on the best of other festival show at this particular festival also did not win best of that particular comedy festival. That's gonna go in the bloopers. Here's what I would do differently. The next festival I attend, I think that I will emphasize my identity in my set, so I will stick to jokes that pertain to my identity, my lens, my story, my perspective, my point of view, as opposed to jokes that, despite being strong, may not convey information on who I am. I will stick to jokes that pertain to who I am and what I perceive as a result of who I am in my festival comedy sets. I will also strive to make the set in which I am doing for a comedy festival. I will strive to make the set that I'm performing as cohesive as possible, where there is some sort of intuitive or sensible order of one joke to the next or one bit to the next in that what is usually a 5-minute set, at least in the preliminary rounds if it is a competition or initial shows. The struggle here is that while grinding open mics and the occasional showcases here in New York City, the strong priority here, to my understanding, is simply laughs. Laughs per minute, laughs per whatever time frame. I've been leaning into the present, slightly spontaneous nature of stand-up where I'm making my sets on the fly. I don't really have a set list I want to curate in real time based on what I'm perceiving in the audience, which can be ample time before my actual set or my actual spot. I think it's reasonable to be somewhat spontaneous if I can gauge the audience before actually getting on stage. Maybe my library of bits is not vast enough. Maybe my library of jokes and bits is not vast enough to curate on the fly at a comedy festival. Now, some folks have asked me, hey, Mudit, are you sure you're not doing these comedy festivals too soon? And I say no, because I am having fun taking risks in stand-up. In one of my previous YouTube videos, I mentioned that I really like stand-up comedy, and on some occasions, I love stand-up comedy. But frankly, being a stand-up comedian was not the grand vision I had growing up. I would envision myself being a rock star or some sort of musician that was sort of the center of a stage. So if I was in a band, I would visualize myself as the lead singer. Nowadays, people are solo artists, but and if anything, that's a sign of the times and a sign of me. I was born in August. I don't believe in astrology, but I think that having a birthday that was not during the school year up to college and beyond, that has implications on loneliness. Also, I'm an only child. But I digress, or I have digressed. Will I continue to digress? We shall see. Anyways, if I'm doing these comedy festivals too fast and too soon, I will happily eat the consequences and move on, either to more stand-up or another art form, or hey, we're Hindus, so we believe in reincarnation, so there's always next life. Huh? those are some takeaways and some reflections of the handful of comedy festivals I have done. Let me know your perception on comedy festivals, whether you're a comedian, whether you're an artist that goes to other live performance events, whether or not it's in the form of festivals. Maybe you are an entertainer, maybe you are a random YouTube subscriber, or maybe you are my mom, who's my #1 fan on YouTube and in general. Engage, comment. I can handle it. Please smash that like button and smash that subscribe button, but without breaking your screen. That's very important. I care about your screen.